5 things your competitors are afraid to say. I'm Mark. I'm here with some content to help your business grow. And in this video, we're talking about things you should probably say because your competitors aren't. Now, here's some context for you. Should you always be worried about what your competitors are doing? No, not really. They're, believe it or not, doing their own thing and probably not worried about you. And as long as you're focused on what makes your brand unique, you'll find your audience. Doesn't matter what your competitors are doing, but you can get a little bit of an advantage if you do these things that probably are keeping your competitors from outworking you, outgrowing you. It's a little bit disruptive. That's okay. We want to be disruptive. If you are a good brand, you are by nature disruptive. You need to change things up. You need to do things in a unique way that make you really you, because that's how your audience will find you. That is how you get consistent and sustainable growth. And this is the goal, sustainable growth. So here are 5 things. I'm going to get right into it that your competitors are afraid to say. And again, just to emphasize here, afraid. They are fearful of making these somewhat risky statements. I mean, it's not really that risky, you'll see, but just follow along. I think you'll like this. And I'm going to give you some examples. One of what they normally say, which you can then therefore audit yourself to see if you say them. And if you do, change as soon as possible. You'll see what I mean in a second. And then, of course, I'm going to give you some examples of brands that have done this, and all to great success. So here's number 1. Our product isn't perfect, and here's why. Now, what do your competitors normally say? Oh, we're the best in class, right? We offer the best solutions in the industry. We have industry-leading excellence. Well, everybody can claim that. I would hope that if you're a brand, you can claim that yourself. You probably want to say, and even if you're not, you would say, we're the best at this. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of admitting any flaw because it will lose them a sale. And that's just not the case. Here's somebody who said that anyway. They say, our product isn't perfect. Here's why. Patagonia, back in 2011, ran a full-page ad on Black Friday. It said, don't buy this jacket, which is basically the opposite of what you should say if you're trying to sell a jacket. It was detailing, that they have 135 liters of water to produce the jacket. It emitted all this carbon dioxide to create the jacket, generated all this weight and waste and stuff like that. That's Patagonia's brand. They want to be eco-friendly. They want to be green. They want to be sustainable and help the world with what they do. So obviously they're talking about consumption and consumerism and buying things constantly. They said don't buy the jacket and sales increased 30%. So if your competitors are just kind of spinning around the same lingo, and you are too, saying, yeah, we're the best, this product is awesome, you're indistinguishable from them. So why would you want to be that? Why would you want to be indistinguishable from your competitors? Because if you're indistinguishable from your competitors, then your only way to compete with anybody else is to lower your prices and do discounts and all this stuff, and it's just a race to the bottom. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Another way to say this really would be that, this for you, this product takes this amount of effort or this amount of money or whatever to make. It's not perfect, but it's better than the alternative, and we're working to improve it every day. Show your flaws, because your flaws are authentic, and they're not going to lose you a sale. They're going to gain you sales, just like they did for Patagonia. Number 2, things that your competitors are afraid to say. Again, it's all about fear. We don't want everyone as a customer. You should say that. We don't want everyone as a customer. Why should you say that? Well, your competitors normally say solutions for every business. We're perfect for everyone. And if you're for everyone, you are there for no one, because you're not for everyone. You can't possibly be for everyone. That is never going to be the case realistically. You might want it to be, but you're not. You are for some people, and you have created your business and your product and your brand for someone. So you need to be for someone. You don't need to claim, like a lot of them do, hey, we're for everybody. We'll find a solution for you. The fear that is based off of is that they're afraid they're going to leave money on the table by being specific. Okay, so they're going to be weeding people out that really shouldn't be their customer. It's like, well, those people have money. They should buy from us. Here's who said it anyway. Avis, back in the 60s, they started claiming we're number 2, so we try harder. And that was legit. That was like a flaw for them. That was something that was, a fact that they didn't want to. You can't just say, we're the best because we're the best. It's like, actually, you're ranked number 2. And that's a stone cold fact. So they just said, we're number 2, we try harder. And that brings into, again, the authenticity, but it also brings into mind they are trying because they recognize, hey, we're not number 1 right now. And even if we were, we'd still be trying, but we're not. And so we're going to recognize that and advertise it. They put off, these billboards that just said, here's the glaringly obvious truth, guys. And I think this is what this comes down to. This whole point of this video is between fear and truth. And so if you have a truth, you need to say it, even if it is uncomfortable, because people want, realism that builds that trust, and it's all about building trust. So get past your fear of not being for everyone, because the only way to thrive and the only way to grow and the only way to be sustainable is to be for someone specific. So a way you could say this is, hey, if you're looking for cheap, fast, generic thing, we're not for you. Okay, if you want this X benefit that your company provides, your product actually provides, hey, you're in the right place. And you need to let go of this idea that, we are going to do anything we can for anyone at all. Because I think people, and you have to think about your customers' fears too. Your customers fear a distrustful place, something that they can't quite understand, something they can't quite grasp, the unknown. And it's like, if you're smoke and mirroring all of everything in front of them, man, they're going to bolt. So please don't do that. Here's number 3. Our competitors aren't bad. They're just boring, right? A lot of people will say nothing about their competitors. They won't even acknowledge them. Okay. I mean, if you after all, if you don't acknowledge your competitors, maybe your customer won't think of them. That's not true. They're always thinking of them, because chances are, let's say they land on your website from a Google search. If they're searching for, let's say you sell, lawnmowers, and they find your lawnmowers on your site, and they can't really tell why they should buy from you. I mean, that means they're probably going to search for other lawnmowers and try to find that brand that fits them or some compelling reason to buy. Hopefully it's not just what's the cheapest. Hopefully somebody out there has a brand, and it should be you. A brand that says, we're your people. We care about you. When your competitors are not talking about you and their other competitors, they're really afraid of acknowledging a competition that they have. Like they're acknowledging that there could be somebody that offers a different product a little bit better in a little bit different way that fits somebody else better. Again, it goes back to that being for everyone, right? We got a solution for you. And it's like, you really don't necessarily. You're definitely not going to have a solution for everybody. And so that fear is like, I don't want to validate my competition. I don't want to give them any kind of credibility. And you could do this in a funny way. Somebody who did it anyway was Wendy's. Wendy's, look, they roast their competition. They'll go right at the jugular with McDonald's. And they'll do it in a playful way. And, it's probably very disruptive and probably something that makes most brands uncomfortable. You might be uncomfortable with going out and roasting your competition, but what do you have to lose? Like, throw your stake in the ground, plant your flag there, and say, this is who we are. You can say, everyone else does this in this industry, very conventional thing, and so that's why we exist, because we do it this way, and we're different. Be different. That's the whole point of this video. So if you're watching to this far, obviously I've captured some kind of vein, and you're resonating with the fact that you need to be different, even though you have been not different for a while. Okay? So don't be afraid to be different. Number 4, we screwed up. Take a look at this ad. Take a look at what KFC did. They literally went out there, turned around KFC to FCK and said, fuck. They said, fuck. We messed up. This was related to a chicken shortage crisis that they had in Britain. This was in 2018. They pulled out a full-page ad with this FCK on it as an apology. It was controversial, it was bold, but most importantly, it was honest. And what your competitors are afraid of, their fear here is of taking responsibility for something that they've done, legitimately done, because they're afraid it could destroy their credibility. And the reality is it's not going to destroy your credibility. It's going to actually help build your credibility if you apologize. Say, hey, we messed this up. This is what you can say. We messed this up. Here's why it happened. Won't happen again. We're making it right. I mean, you've probably seen an example of this where, brand you follow, maybe one of your competitors, somebody that you admire even, makes a mistake and says, hey, we did this thing. I remember I've gotten emails where, comes in with, lorem ipsum blank content, and the brand will follow up and say, oh, sorry about that. Yes, it was the intern. We're talking to them. It's okay. We love them. We're proud they're part of our team. Be proud of the people that are part of your team, even when they make mistakes. Be together and show that togetherness, and that promotes your togetherness with your customers. Finally, number 5 of things your competitors are afraid to say, hey, this might not work for you, and that's okay. One of my favorite quotes from Seth Godin is, when we find the empathy to say, this isn't for you, here's the phone number to my competitor, then we find the freedom to do work that matters. And you're here watching this video. Hopefully you're watching this video and resonating with it, because it's, coming on 11 minutes now. And I appreciate your time. But you're probably resonating with the fact that you want to do work that matters. You want to have a brand that matters to someone because you want it to grow. What your competitors will typically say is, we've got guaranteed results, man, for you. All right? You get results and you get results. We're risk-free. No brand should be risk-free, man. There's got to be a risk. And the risk inherently to choosing a brand is you're not choosing the other brand. And they might have a better product. And, they may have a cheaper price, and it may cost me a little less. That should not matter to you as a brand. You do your thing, your way, and define that. Say that. Stake your claim. Put your flag in the ground. The competitor that won't say that, they're afraid of that doubt being planted in a potential customer's mind. They're afraid of planting those seeds of doubt. Somebody that said this anyways, and I'm looking at my notes here, by the way, if you've noticed, I keep going up. I got my notes just off screen. But TransferWise, they published real customer reviews on their homepage, and you've probably seen a lot of brands do this. I think this is kind of becoming a trend. One of my favorite brands, Liquid Death. Liquid Death, they're notorious for posting negative reviews. Like in TransferWise, particularly in this example, they had competitors talking about, customers talking about how their waiting times were longer than their competitors, and the competitors will save you money. That radical honesty is like, hey, this is true, and not trying to polish over it. Liquid Death, people coming out and saying, like, this is the devil's water, or this is disgusting, look for a brand. And it's like that radical honesty, and it may be something that, a longer wait time, but a more enjoyable wait time is actually a positive thing. And you want to kind of point that out. So it's anytime you want to be disruptive, anytime you want to do something that matters, just take a cue from Liquid Death. And that's kind of the point here, is that is a fearless brand. And if you're watching this wanting to know what your competitors not say so that you can say it, that means that you're fearless. Go be fearless in all of this. A way that you can say this, and this is what I'll close with on this one, is this works best, our product works best with these specific conditions. If that's not you and you don't need that, we would like to offer you a way. Like, you could still show your customers how you treat non-customers and say, hey, look, here's the alternative. We do this way specifically. Rather than saying, yeah, I mean, we'll find a way to do it for you. Because again, if you're for everyone, you're for no one. So that's 5 things that your competitors are not going to say that you can go out right now and go say. I mean, hopefully you haven't made a mistake, but if you have, that's something to acknowledge. So I hope this has given you some thought in terms of your business, your brand, and how to grow it. I help with that. I have a Calendly link in the description of this video. Set up it's a free 15-minute call with me. I just want to talk to you. I want to hear, I can give you more of this insight and just really, help you process what your brand could be doing right now that's holding you back. I know there's a lot that brands do that hold them back that they are largely aware of, and some things that they're not aware of. And I specialize in pointing that out. So grab a time with me. I'd love to chat with you, learn who you are, learn what your business is. Thank you for watching this, and good luck with growing your business. Go out there, disrupt, and say what you mean, what you really mean. Don't beat around it and just polish over it. You're going to find no one that way. You will find your audience if you say what you really mean. Thanks.